Right, so we're going to focus on using non-technical language in the speaking. This is a big problem that a lot of doctors have. They speak, the medical jargon, right? And very formal language. Well, we don't want you to do that.
Exactly.
We want you to use very simple, non-technical language that the patient can easily understand, yeah? And then we're going to look at some ways of making your writing seem more advanced and complex, yeah? So relative clauses, you'll find out a bit more about that later on. Okay. So we've got someone who's just joined us with a number for their name, but actually I think that might be May. Is it?
Yeah,
May?
yeah, sorry.
Are you on twice?
Yeah, I was using my laptop.
I only know that because I only thought it was you because it's QQ. I think that's a Chinese, what is it? A Chinese email address, right? QQ? Oh, she's disappeared. Okay. Anyway, we'll carry on. So, Salim,
Yes.
you're on your own. It's down to you. You have to answer all my questions. Okay.
I'll do my best.
What precipitates the attacks and when does the pain subside? The nurses or the doctors' questions above use technical verbs. Can you replace them with simpler ones?
Okay.
Any idea?
Yeah. What were the factors, or how does the attacks occur? Is there any specific thing which triggers the attack?
Yes. Okay. Triggers is also. I just want really simple language. So,
all right.
You could maybe. Is May back again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How would you make this simpler? This precipitates. Any idea, May? Use a simple verb. Or for the next one, when does the pain subside?
When does the pain disappear?
Ah, good one. Yeah. Or
when the pain was relieved?
Yes, when did you get relief from the pain? Yeah, exactly. Okay, just a second.
Precipitate can be replaced with trigger or cause.
Yes,
yeah,
trigger or perfect. Cause, or also bring on. Do you know that? Hang on, I've got a PDF of the lesson here because my PowerPoint wasn't working. But anyway, yes, here we go. So can you see it at the bottom of my screen? It says what brings on the attacks?
Right.
Yes. 1 second. Okay. So, and when does the pain go away? Yep, so subside, go away. What kinds of verbs are these? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What kinds of verbs are these? Malak? Are you there? Okay. Okay, I'm going to tell you.
Phrasal verb, I think.
Phrasal verbs. Thank you, Malak. Okay, yes. Okay, so they are phrasal verbs. So to bring on and to go away, they have two parts to them. We use phrasal verbs in speaking quite a lot, all the time, yeah? And they are much more informal than these longer verbs. So shorter verbs with an extra preposition we prefer in speaking. And to be non-technical, try to use phrasal verbs if possible, yeah? Okay. And let me say, it's not that native speakers don't understand these words. It's just that they have a lot of information to process that is new to them. And so, you know, if you speak in more simple language, it becomes clearer to them. Okay. And also, it means you're getting onto their level. Yeah. You're not just you're speaking more as a person to person, which is important, right? Okay, so let's have a look at these. So can you see this screen right now? Here we have some sentences, and what you need to do is you have a verb in bold, so a more technical verb, I guess. And here you have some other verbs or phrases that are less formal. You need to put them into the correct place in the sentences. Could you put your answers into the chat box? So, for example, let's do the first one together. We're going to have to perform a few tests. Oh, I've already written the answer there. We're going to do a few tests. Sorry. Okay, we're going to do a few. So perform is do, right? Much simpler. What's another verb that we could possibly put instead of do?
We are going to carry out a few tests.
Carry out could be, yeah, good. And that's very nice, yeah. Or run. You can run a few tests, yeah. Or do. So those are all shorter words. And carry out I like because it's a phrasal verb, so that's good. Okay, so can you share your answers in the chat box? You don't have to rewrite the whole sentence, just you might have to change the form of the verb, but yeah, just put the verb into the chat box. And please don't press enter until you've written all your answers, okay? Everyone knows where the chat box is, yeah?
But whenever you're ready, we can start.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so Malak, don't write your answers yet, okay? Just make sure you've got them all and then press enter.
Yeah, sorry, I pressed the button.
Oh, that's okay, no problem.
Excuse me, do we write
Yes.
do we need to write a complete sentence or just the change?
No, I did say only the verbs. You don't need to write the full sentence.
All right, okay.
How are you guys doing? I haven't received anything yet.
Yeah, because in the beginning I was writing the complete sentence, so then I got,
Okay. Okay. Oh, okay, great. So we've got one from May, one from Malak. And do you have anything, Salim, or not? Because you were writing. Let's go through it together. It doesn't matter, actually. As long as you've done it, it's fine. Yeah? So let's have a look together. We're going to have to perform a few tests. We said do or run. Number 2, she's suffering from a very bad bout of the flu. Right, so Malak, what's that? I'm just going to ask you verbally. Makes it a bit more interactive. Otherwise, I'm just reading and I'm the one that's speaking. So Malak, tell me.
That's right.
Yeah, sorry. She's having very bad bout of flu.
Okay, so you've got the right verb. The verb is have, but we can't say she is having, because have is usually it's a possessive. It's a state verb, because it's not an action, is it? So I can't say I am having. For example, this is my iPhone. I can say I have an iPhone, but I can't say I'm having an iPhone. It sounds strange, right?
Yeah.
Because it's possessive. It's a state verb. No ing for state verbs. Okay. So suffer is an action verb. Okay, so we can have the ing, but have here in this case, not always, but usually it's a state verb. And so she has a very bad bout of the flu.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Sometimes.
I wrote has because I was because he with he, she, it, we have to use has. So I was confused here, but I wrote keeping view my previous knowledge of English. So I wrote she has a very bad bout of the flu. Is that correct?
She have or she has?
She has.
No, it should be she has. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yes, so she has a very bad bout of the flu. Perfect. Yes. Because it's third person, she.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. Now, number 3, it might be a good idea to refrain from fatty foods for a while. So refrain from, May?
Yes.
May?
Avoid. To avoid.
Avoid, yes. Good. So avoid. What other verbs could we use? So this is correct here. So it might be a good idea to avoid fatty foods. What else could we say? What's another possibility?
To keep away from fatty food.
Ah, nice, Malak. Okay, so you've got a phrasal verb there, to keep away from fatty foods. Or what about something with cut?
Cut off.
No, not cut off. Cut out.
Cut out.
Cut out. So cut off, Malak, is, so God, there are so many different variations of phrasal verbs. It's crazy. But cut off is like if you're on the phone and you get cut off, like the line is cut, that's cut off. Yeah, so cut out here is remove completely. If you want to just reduce, what would you say? So you need to reduce your smoking, for example. What could we say then? What phrasal verb could we use then? Cut down on. Cut down on. So cut down on smoking. Cut down on is reduce. Cut out is remove. Okay. But yeah, here equally avoid is fine. Yeah. Right. Number 4, Salim.
Yeah.
What should you say for number 4?
He is prone to many minor illnesses.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. You could also say he often gets. Get is another word that we love in English. So, but yeah, here it's prone to. Yeah, perfect. He is prone to. Number 5, you said the cough is intermittent. Malak?
You said that your cough comes and goes, or keep it.
Yes, you said the cough comes and goes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. That's nice. What about number 6? Malak again, your cough is persistent?
Your cough is be all the time, or is
There all the time?
there all the time?
Yeah, good. Okay, good. May, can you do number 7?
To stick to.
Perfect.
It's always stick to.
Yeah, it's always difficult to stick to any kind of life change. Okay, and Salim?
Yeah. Number 8.
Yep.
Yeah. You won't have to be admitted.
Perfect. Yes. And can you also do 9?
Yeah. You are scheduled to serve. Your appointment. Wait a minute. Your appointment. You are booked to see a nurse in the allergy clinic.
Yeah, you're booked. Exactly. Yep. Excellent. Okay. So I'm not sure we have time for that, actually. We'll come back to it if we do. Let's do that. Okay. So we have a role play here. Okay, so here is the patient. Here is the doctor. Who would like to practice the role play? It needs to be two people with good internet connections. Yeah. Who wants to be the doctor? Nobody's volunteering. Nobody?
Can you zoom in, please?
Shall I be the doctor? Sorry?
Can you zoom in, please? The roll.
Yeah.
The roll card, please. Roll card.
Yeah, I have.
It's okay now. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, but I want somebody to volunteer to be the doctor.
All right, I can do that.
Okay. Okay, Salim, you're going to be the doctor. Well, now, one of the ladies could perhaps be the patient.
Maybe I can be the patient.
Yeah, great, May. Thank you. Okay. Right. So, May, can you take a picture of this screen, please?
Yes.
Tell me when you've taken it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, great. Okay, sorry. Actually, I'm just going to take one too. Okay, and everybody else is going to prepare the roll card for the doctor. Okay? And Salim is actually going to do the role play. All right? So I'm going to give you 3 minutes to prepare. Please be very careful in your preparation. There's a lot of reading to do here. Okay? So 3 minutes starting from now.
How can I call you? Your name in the scenario.
Wait. We're still preparing, yeah?
Okay.
10 seconds. Okay. So, what, not how can I call you, what can I call you? What? You don't have to call them anything. Hello, just say hello.
The name of the patient who is coming to see me.
You don't have to say their name.
All right.
Just say hello.
All
yeah.
right.
That's not a big deal.
Oh, all right.
So first of all, before we start the role play, it's kind of an interesting one, this one.
Yeah.
You understand what it means by disclosure?
Yeah.
Some people didn't know what this was all about. What does it mean? What do they mean by
disclosing the patient's information which they don't want?
Yes, to
Suppose
another person.
Yeah, yeah.
And in this case, that's to his or her adult children. Yes, yeah. Okay, perfect. So, May, I believe you're going to be the patient, yes?
Yes.
Can you put your camera on also so that Salim can see who he's talking to?
Okay. Can you see me?
Yes.
Yeah. We can see it.
Okay, so please start the role play when you're ready.
All right.
Okay.
Go.
You can start.
Hello.
Yeah, Salim, I think you should start. Yes.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Dr. Salim. How can I help you today?
Okay, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto thyroiditis. Yes, my doctor told me there is it's autoimmune disease that gave me a lot of problems. Yeah, and now I'm worried about my condition, and then now I'm worried that should I tell my condition to my family, my children? Should I tell them?
All right. Can you tell me how much you know about your disease, Hashimoto thyroiditis? So it will give me more understanding of your problem. Is it okay for you?
Yeah. Because I was okay. So I have a lot of problems. For example, I gained weight, I got depression, I got fatty, I got irregular heartbeats, all these problems. And now my biggest concern is that should I because it's a genetic disease, and should I also ask my children to get tested and to get early diagnosis so that it won't be, would it be beneficial if I do that?
It's good that you come to visit me, and I completely understand how you feel. But please don't worry, I will explain to you each and everything in detail. Right? First of all, I'm going to tell you that your medical record, your information regarding your disease will remain confidential. Moreover, I want to tell you that this condition is not a life-threatening. Do you understand what I mean by life-threatening?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But this cannot be prevented. You understand what I mean by prevent is that this is, as you know, that this is a genetic disorder. Do you know what is what we mean by genetic disorder?
Yeah, that means that my children may have it in the future.
Yeah, means that the disease runs in the family. So that's why we call it is a genetic disorder. And there is a chance that this can be transmitted to the children. Do you understand what I said?
Yeah, but don't you think it's too late and it's unavoidable to do it now?
Yeah, I will explain to you that as well. So the disclosure to your children is not urgent, right? And if you feel that you want to, it's up to you. You want to disclose or not. But I can tell you the benefits, merits, and demerits of closure and non-disclosure. disclosure and non-disclosure. Is that okay?
Yeah. I'm also worried that if my
Yeah.
children knows that they have this genetic disease, and this may affect the way they live their life, and they may also concern that they will have this disease in the future. So I'm also worried to tell them about this, about my condition. And I'm also worried that whether the insurance can cover the treatment for my children. Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, all right. You asked many questions. So I will go one by one. All right. It is important, if you will disclose to your children, they will know what is going on in the family. All right. So we can prevent the early onset of the disease. Means we cannot prevent the disease, but we can delay we can delay the appearance of signs and symptoms, right? So this is one of the importance of disclosing the information to your children. Okay, and regarding your question about the insurance, you know, there can be a benefits to be gained from this disclosure. So I will reassure you that the disclosure has the benefits than non-disclosing the information. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. If my children accept the early diagnosis and testing, do you think this can affect their lifestyle? Do you think this can affect their mental problem?
Yeah, if we will disclose early, we can as I said earlier, we can delay the early onset of the disease. Are you with me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So from the preventive point of view, it is better to disclose. So the other members in the family, they can take a precautionary measures to delay the onset of disease.
Okay, thank you both very much. That's gone on quite a long time. I think it was probably about 6 minutes, more than 6 minutes or something. But good job, both of you. Yes, thank you for that. Now, Salim, you have some very good language. You explain things very well, so that's great. What you need to work on though is I've put too much checking. You keep checking. You keep saying, "Do you understand?" Like fairly easy things. I can't remember what it was. Do you understand life-threatening? And I think that kind of thing, yes, the patient would understand that. So don't keep checking. Do you understand? Or do you want me to answer this question? Or do you just answer the question?
All right.
Yeah, so a little bit more direct. So I think you're trying to be too
polite,
too empathetic, you know.
Yeah.
She asked you a question and you need to give her a direct response rather than saying, "Oh, I can understand how you feel." You seem to be, it's almost like you're giving a presentation, and it would be a really good presentation, you know, because you're saying, "I'll tell you the benefits of," you know, you said you've asked me a few questions. Now I'm going to tell you the benefits of disclosure. Just tell her, yeah? Say, you know, there are a lot of good reasons or benefits of disclosing that, or of talking to your family about the disease, of telling them that you have the disease. There are a lot of benefits. Don't just say, "I'm going to tell you about the benefits." Just say, "Here are the benefits," yeah? So that's one thing. There's too much checking. And also, do you understand what I just said? Just assume a little bit more that she understands and speak for a bit longer. Yeah, it's good to check if there's, you know, if there's something that's the patient has asked you they're confused about, or, you know, then check, then say, do you understand what I'm saying? But generally, speak, explain. Yeah?
All right.
Yes.
More explanation.
Yeah, just, and more direct answering of the questions. Yes. It was, when you did it, it was good. It was, the way you explained was really good, really easy to understand. Yeah. So also here it says you cannot advise on insurance policies, and I don't think you mentioned that part. So she asked you about insurance policies.
Actually, I was confused on this bullet points that you cannot advise on insurance. I was a bit confused what to say.
I thought so, yes.
Yeah.
Then you just read the sentence, right?
Yeah.
So she asked you about insurance policies, like life insurance, basically, yes?
Yeah, it is.
She's asking you advice about that, and you just have to say, I'm sorry, I can't give you any advice about insurance, because you're a doctor, right? But I do know that disclosure is very beneficial, you know, for the reasons that you gave here, right? So, you know, this was quite good, the way you did this. Also, you didn't get through the whole thing because you were so, you gave such a long introductions to what you were going to say, right? Instead of speaking directly. That's why you didn't get through the whole thing. You didn't have enough time, okay?
Yeah, possible.
Yeah, and so you didn't manage to refer to a genetic counselor. But, you know, Salim, you have some great language, and if you just, you know, if you just stop doing that and be more direct, I think you'll do really well. Yeah? Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Good. Yes. Excellent. Thank you. And thank you, May, for being a great patient. Yeah. Yeah, you have some good English as well. That was great. So any questions or observations? Malak, were you listening to all that?
Yeah, I listening. So in the last line, if we suggest to see the genetic counselor, so we can say to the patient, I'm going to refer you to genetic counselor, or I suggest to you to go to genetic counselor.
Yeah, the second one. So maybe I'm going to refer you, no, offer referral. So say, if you like, I can refer you to a genetic counselor.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Good. Any observations about the role play from you, Malak? Because you were watching, listening.
No, they are very good. Yeah.
Yeah, they were very good, weren't they? Yeah. No, I thought.
What about my grammatical mistakes?
No, not too many. I wasn't really listening for those because they weren't really obvious. So I would say your language generally is fine.
All right.
You managed to get the meaning across. You're very good at explaining in a very easy way to understand, but almost too good at that. You're doing it too much.
I have to decrease that.
You have to decrease that, and then it'll be fine. Then you'll get through it more quickly. Yeah.
I have to be more on target. Have to be
more on target. Yes. Right. Be more maybe specific. Just more specific, more direct. Just answer. Patient asks you a question. Right. Okay. Answer. Yeah. Yes.
Did I make any mistake? Grammatical mistake?
I wasn't listening out for those, May, but I thought your language was very good. I mean, that's an overall comment. But to be honest, I'm listening for the person, the doctor, and you know, more for the content. So don't forget, both of you, all of you, that this is not a test of really. It's not a test of grammar and is your grammar perfect, because you know, if it's not perfect, you can still get a B, or you could still get an A if you make some small mistake. So my observation for both of you was good language. Okay, both of you. So I don't think you'd have a problem with language. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, You're
Thank you.
welcome. Good. Okay, so I think we're running out of time slowly but surely. Now, can you see this part of my screen, the bottom part of my screen? Only this sentence. Can you?
Can I have a 5 minutes break, please? It's unavoidable.
Yeah, of course. You can go and come back when you need to. Sure, Salim. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So, ladies, have a look at. Can you see this sentence?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, it's 2 sentences, right? Can you join the 2 sentences?
The patient is presenting with, for example, any disease for which he was prescribed, or for which any drug prescribed for this.
Yeah, or for which I prescribed. Yes.
Yes.
Perfect, Malak. That's really good. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted. Okay. Yep, she is presenting with X for which I prescribed Y. Yes. Could you also say this? She's presenting with X which I prescribed Y for. Is that okay? Is that good English? Anyone?
No, because I don't know, because which is related to disease now.
Which is going back to X.
To X, yeah. It's going
so it's referring to X, exactly. Now we need for, because with prescribe, with the verb prescribe, we have the preposition for. So we need to put that in somewhere. Okay. And so in formal, when we're writing a formal letter, we would say it like this: for which I prescribed Y. Okay. When we're speaking, we wouldn't say that. We would say which I prescribed Y for. So we can put the preposition at the end. Okay, so this one is informal. Yes? This one is formal. So in OET, which one do you want to use?
The first one.
The first one, exactly. Okay. And I used this example because this is very common, right? In your situation, in the type of letter you're going to be writing. I mean, it's not always the case, but quite often you would say something like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how could you... Oh, that's okay. Let's change this here. She received a visit from her brother. Sorry, otherwise it's a bit confusing with two she's. Let's change it. She received a visit from her brother. She lives with her brother. Okay, she lives with her brother. Okay, everyone with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just making you change this to brother, because otherwise it's 2 she's. Right, can you join these 2?
She received a visit from her sister, with whom she lived with.
With whom she?
Lived with.
So you've got 2 withs there. With whom she lives with.
Oh, with whom she lived.
Ah, lives with S, with whom she lives.
Yeah, she lives.
Very good, May. With whom she lives. Okay. How else could you say this? If this is formal, could we put it in an informal way? Anyone? Remember which one is the preposition here?
With.
With. Okay, remember for informal language, where does the preposition go?
And the end of the sentences.
So what would it be, Malak?
Whom she lives with.
Yes, or who she lives with also. In spoken English, we don't say whom, really. I never say whom, yeah? So we would actually say who she lives with. You could say whom she lives with, but it's very, maybe if you were speaking to the Queen or something, you might say that. Okay, but yeah, I would say who she lives with, or if you have the preposition in front, you must say whom. You can't say with who. Yeah, so you have to say with whom she lives. Okay. There we are. She received a visit from her sister, who she lives with. Informal. So whom is the object pronoun? It must be used after a preposition. Okay. So here are the grammar rules, which is basically everything I've just told you, but written down. Okay, so let's have a look. Read the sentences in red below, so these sentences, and then choose the best answer in blue to complete the, hang on. Grammar rules, okay? So the red, she is presenting with X, for which I prescribed Y. She received a visit from her mother, with whom she lives, okay? Now, you have to say which is correct here. Is it in formal English or in informal English? The preposition comes at the beginning of the relative clause, before the relative pronoun which or who. So is this formal to do it this way or informal?
Yeah, the first one is formal.
Perfect. So now we should say this is formal. We should, if we had a pen, we would circle formal here, right? Good. And the second, I'd like you to read this and then complete the second rule, okay? I'm just going to give you a minute to do that. Okay. What was the answer?
The formal, the first one, the formal one.
Here? For this one?
Yeah, her daughter brought flowers, which she was very pleased with.
Is that formal or informal?
Informal.
It's informal. Study.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe you were not here just now, right?
Maybe.
If you put the preposition at the end, this is informal.
All right.
When we speak, we do this. Yes?
Okay.
This is her daughter who she received flowers from. In conversation, I would always do this. It would sound really strange to say from who, to say it the other way around. Can you make this formal, this sentence? Anyone?
With the preposition in front of which?
Yeah, so tell me, what is the sentence, May?
Her daughter brought flower with which she was very pleased.
Yes, very good. And the next one? This is her daughter.
This is her daughter from whom she received flowers.
Nice. Okay, good. So here it's informal and here it's formal. Okay. Excellent. So if you want to take a picture of the grammar rules, or you can, feel free right now. Otherwise, maybe you already know it. I don't know. But, this is really, okay, so, you know, you have to impress the examiner with your language in OET. And to do that, you need some complex sentences. And these are nice ones, relative clauses. These are called with which and whom. These are really nice ones to use in a letter. Okay.
Yeah. So Fiona, so we need to put comma before for which, and when we write letter.
Yes, usually, Malak, and in a letter it probably would be the case. Sometimes we don't. So here, Malak, this is extra information, right? So her daughter brought flowers. You can have that's this as a standalone sentence, right? So
Yeah.
this is just extra information. So if it's extra information, we have a comma just to show that it's separate, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I say to you, this is the present which I gave you yesterday. So in that case, which I gave you yesterday is not extra information. It's telling you about which present. Otherwise, I don't know which present.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Another example. She's the woman who lives next door.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't just say she is the woman. You'd be like, well, what woman? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she is the woman who lives next door. The woman who lives next door is all together because it's describing the woman. Yeah. Here, this is fine. Her daughter brought flowers. Fine. Without the next part. So the next part is just extra information. See what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I'd say usually you'd put a comma before it, but not always, Malak. Yeah. Depends if it's extra information or essential information.
Yeah, especially for the first sentences, we use it more in letter. We use it a lot in letters. So I didn't do. Usually, I don't write the comma before for which if I prescribe the medication.
I think you would need that because you probably it's probably extra information and well here it's extra information anyway. So she's presenting with X. That's some information that you can just finish the sentence there and it still makes sense, right? So I would say, Malak, probably you need a comma where you're not putting a comma. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's not a huge deal, but it might mean the difference between an A and a B.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, good. Good little friend. Malak.
It's my daughter.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right. Okay, now we're going to do some practice for that. Now, exactly the same thing. I would like you to join the two sentences using a relative pronoun. Please, again, put your answers in the chat box and press enter when you've finished them all. Okay, everyone understands what to do? Same thing. You've got two sentences, make them one, use a relative pronoun, which, who, etc. Okay? I'm just going to get some water. I'll be right back, okay?